Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have given an interview to CBS. They did this yesterday morning, revealing their deep concern for the safety of their children online, a pressing issue that they relate to personally as parents of Archie and Lilibet, and their discussion, candid and heartfelt, painted a vivid picture of modern parenting in a digital age. Harry is worried that in the olden days parents always knew what their children were up to is a perfectly reasonable observation, where children can easily now, today, get lost in harmful online content. And it touches on the broader issues of fear in our society. In a way, it's almost the reminder of Jean-Jacques Rousseau's social contract, which is necessary because from a position of being noble savages, of being good in a state of nature, we've now become enmeshed and soiled in the grime of advanced civilization, and where the philosopher argued that society's institutions must protect its members in a new social contract, especially the vulnerable. Harry.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Celebrity Scoop. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more intriguing stories. Today, we're unpacking the narrative of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's staunch advocacy for online safety. They've been at the forefront, shining light on the pressing issue of protecting children in the digital world. But there's more to this story, including an interesting perspective from Professor Tim Wilson. So without further ado, let's dive into the world of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's fight for online safety. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, a couple always in the spotlight, have expressed their deep-seated concerns about the dangers lurking online. This issue hits home for the couple, especially as they contemplate the future of their children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, in this digital age. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, has openly shared her worries about the harmful content that their children might encounter online. She has often discussed the dark side of the internet, where the innocence of childhood can be easily marred. Her heartfelt words underline the reality that our children are growing up in a world where the digital realm can be a wild west filled with unseen threats. But it's the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, whose words echo with a powerful sense of urgency. He has emphasised that as parents they are the first line of defence. They must be vigilant, able to recognise the signs of digital harm before it's too late. His words remind us that the internet, while a powerful tool, can also be a Pandora's box, filled with potential dangers. Harry and Meghan's concerns extend beyond their own family. They have been vocal advocates for change, calling out social media companies for failing to protect young users from harmful content, cyberbullying, and even the risk of self-harm. Their advocacy highlights the need for a shift in priorities, from engagement to safety. Yet this advocacy has not been without its critics. Professor Tim Wilson, a well-respected commentator, has suggested that the royal family might not be too pleased with Harry and Meghan's efforts. The silence from the palace has been deafening, raising questions about why they aren't taking a stronger stance on this critical issue. Their concern underlines the urgency of this issue, urging for more stringent measures to protect young users online. As we continue this discussion, one question remains. Will the royal family step up to the plate and join Harry and Meghan in their fight for a safer online world? Harry and Meghan's campaign for online safety has not been without controversy. As we've seen, their advocacy reaches beyond the glitzy headlines, digging deep into a problem that affects millions of children worldwide. Harry and Meghan's concern is not misplaced. With the advent of the digital age, children are exposed to the internet at a younger age than ever before. This exposure, while often educational and beneficial, can also be a portal to disturbing and inappropriate content. Cyberbullying, a form of harassment that takes place over digital devices, has become a rampant issue. The harm it inflicts on young minds is real and can lead to dire consequences. In this context, Harry and Meghan's call for social media companies to take responsibility is not only timely but crucial. They have been unflinching in their critique of these tech giants, pointing out their failure to protect young users from harmful content. But this advocacy is not without its detractors. Enter the royal family. You might expect them to be the first to rally behind Harry and Meghan, given their shared commitment to public service. However, the reality, as we've seen, is far from this expectation. The silence from the palace, according to Professor Tim Wilson, might be due to resentment. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex, despite stepping back from royal duties, are making a significant impact. They are highlighting an issue that the palace, in its traditional role, has been slow to address. Harry and Meghan's influence, independent of the royal family, has been a game changer. This independence, however, might be a hard pill to swallow for the monarchy. Their silence could be a refusal to acknowledge Harry and Meghan's growing influence. But regardless of the palace's stance, the Duke and Duchess are undeterred. Their advocacy has sparked interesting reactions, especially amongst the royal family. But one thing is clear: Harry and Meghan are not backing down. Their mission to protect children from the perils of the digital world is a fight they are willing to lead, with or without royal endorsement. The silence of the royal family on this issue has raised quite a few eyebrows. This is where we introduce the intriguing perspective of Professor Tim Wilson, a respected commentator on royal affairs. His thoughts on the royal family's apparent indifference towards the pressing issue of online safety for children are worth considering. Professor Wilson suggests that the silence of the royal family might not just be a simple oversight. He posits that it might be a deliberate decision, a response to the independent success Harry and Meghan have found in their advocacy work outside of the royal system. This conscious quiet, according to Wilson, might be an indicator of the monarchy's unease with the couple's growing influence. The irony is that Harry and Meghan are actually doing something meaningful, something the palace should have been leading on, Wilson has pointed out. Instead, we see resentment, perhaps even jealousy, because they are making an impact outside the royal system. This perspective paints a picture of a royal family that is not just silent, but possibly resistant to the couple's efforts. Wilson believes that the monarchy sees Harry and Meghan's success as a threat. It's as if the palace's silence is a refusal to acknowledge their influence, a reluctance to validate their work. It's a curious situation. Here we have a couple, once part of the royal family, now standing up for an issue that affects millions of children worldwide. Yet, the very institution they were once part of remains conspicuously silent. This silence begs the question: is the royal family's lack of public support a sign of resentment towards Harry and Meghan's activism, or is it simply a case of the monarchy being out of touch with the digital realities of today's world? The question remains: should the royal family be stepping up on this issue? It's a question that we can't answer definitively, but it's a question that continues to linger, echoing in the silence left by the royal family. Despite the silence from the palace, Harry and Meghan continue their work unabated. This power couple, having stepped away from the royal spotlight, has found a new ground to stand on. Their departure from the royal life has not been a retreat, but a strategic move forward into a realm where they can effect real change. Their advocacy for online safety has taken on a new momentum, a new sense of urgency. As parents, they've taken on the mantle of first responders to the dangers lurking in the digital world. Their voices, once confined within the palace walls, now reverberate in the global conversation about online safety. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex aren't just talking about change, they're driving it. They're not just highlighting the problem, they're pushing for solutions. They're not merely commenting on the state of the world, they're actively working to improve it. Their work, their advocacy, their relentless pursuit of change has become a beacon of hope for those who've long been calling for safer online spaces. In this new chapter of their lives, Harry and Meghan have proven that their influence extends far beyond the palace gates. Their reach, their impact, their power to make a difference has only grown. They've shown that they are more than just royal figures. They are catalysts of change, champions of online safety, advocates for a better, safer digital world for our children. Their departure from the royal life has not silenced them. It has amplified their voices, given them a stronger platform, and allowed them to take on an issue that's close to their hearts. And while the silence from the palace continues, Harry and Meghan's work speaks volumes. It's a testament to their commitment, their courage, and their unwavering dedication to making the digital world a safer place. Their relentless efforts highlight the importance of online safety and the need for more proactive measures. Harry and Meghan's activism has brought online safety into the spotlight. Their relentless pursuit in advocating for a safer digital environment for children has stirred a global conversation that was long overdue. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex, despite their royal departure, continue to utilise their influence to champion a cause that directly impacts our future generations. Their CBS interview was a clarion call to parents, urging them to be the first line of defence in protecting their children from the perils of the digital world. It underscored the urgency of this issue and highlighted the responsibility that social media giants should bear. Meanwhile, their stance has raised eyebrows within the royal circles. As Professor Tim Wilson astutely pointed out, the silence from the palace is intriguing. It begs the question, why isn't the royal family taking a more proactive role in this matter? And why aren't they publicly supporting Harry and Meghan's campaign for online safety? According to Wilson, it could be resentment, perhaps even jealousy, at the couple's ability to make a significant impact outside the royal system. But shouldn't the safety of children online take precedence over palace politics? As we conclude this discussion, it's over to you. Let us know in the comments. Do you think the royal family resents Harry and Meghan's activism? Or is it time for them to acknowledge the real issues at hand? Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more Celebrity Scoop.